Alright, so as always, take this with a grain of salt. These have not been confirmed by Mcfarlane. So let's get right into it with the live action as we do. So first off, here we have is the Superman from Superman Legacy. Now I don't really have much information about them since they're in early development, but I just wanted to let you guys know that they are working on them, and most likely, well, it's the name of the movie, so we're gonna be getting a Superman figure. And from what I remember, I think I got told that we might not get a lowest, we might not get a lowest figure. So yeah, but like I said, this is early development, so that could change. Next up here we have is Christopher Reeve. Now Christopher Reeve is a collector's edition, but I just wanted to add it here in the live action since obviously he's a live action figure. And there's gonna be two variants of this guy. Most likely just a normal version of him, and my guess is that it's gonna be this version of Superman, the evil version of Christopher Reeve Superman. That's my guess. I could be wrong. It could be something else, but we can kind of confirm that there is a chase variant for this one. Most collector's editions have a chase variant, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a chase variant for this guy. Next RP we have is Batman Begins. So yeah, we're gonna be getting a Batman Begins figure, but I don't have much information on this guy. Just that we are gonna be getting one. I think this is also one that is very early. So yeah, I don't have much information on this guy. Next RP we have is the Batman vs Superman wave, which obviously we're gonna be getting the armor version of Batman, which is pretty cool, and I'm really excited for this figure. Something that my friend is working on this figure is the likeness for Ben Affleck, since the chase variant of this guy will be a half cut or half damage suit. Well, obviously the suit is gonna be battle damage, but if you remember the movie, half of his mask is like damaged, and you can see Ben Affleck's face. My friend is actually trying to get the likeness for Ben Affleck for this chase variant. I don't know if they're also doing the same thing for the normal variant, but I did hear that Mcfarlane is working for the likeness of um, this chase variant. Also, we're also going to be getting the Nightmare Batman, which is also from the Batman vs Superman wave. Now with the supposedly note, this is not a toy. If you saw the Jonah Hex figure from yesterday, I believe, or like 2 or 3 days ago, Jonah Hex actually came with guns, and it was labeled as not a toy, or not a toy for kids. They could do the same thing with this Batman. To be honest, they could say that this is not a toy, and that would give open doors for this Batman to have guns. So fingers crossed that this Batman does come with guns, and I have a feeling that the coat he has is gonna be a reuse from the Jonah Hex. At first I thought it was gonna be from the Captain Boomerang, but I think that one's too big, and I think I prefer the Jonah Hex one. Or they could just do their original coat for this Batman, which I think people will like more. Next up we have is Henry Cavill Superman, also from the Batman Superman wave. This is gonna be a chase variant. Apparently this one is also gonna be battle damaged, and it's gonna be having the red eyes. Although I don't remember Superman having battle damage on his suit, unless you're counting the part where he gets stabbed. So I don't know if my friend is gonna do that. And talking about being stabbed, there's gonna be a 2-pack of this also. So we're gonna be getting Henry Cavill 2 times. The next one is gonna be a 2-pack with Doomsday. So yeah, it's gonna be a 2-pack with Doomsday. We also gonna be getting Wonder Woman. This most likely would just be a repaint. Just have darker color for her suit. I don't really know if they're gonna give it another try for her likeness. I asked, and he didn't know. So yeah. But thankfully this time around we're gonna be getting her shield and sword. Next up here we have is one that was recently rumored. Now with this one I don't really have much let's say evidence, but I did hear from a trustful source that this might be coming, and it's gonna be a second wave of the Batman and Robin. which is gonna come included with their winter suits for Batgirl, Robin, and Batman. The fourth figure will be the different version of Poison Ivy, which, as you can see, this is like a less detailed version of Poison Ivy. And it's gonna be a builder figure wave, which uh, most likely will be Bane, which most people were asking why Bane was not the builder figure. But instead we got Mr. Freeze. But yeah, this time we're gonna be getting Bane. I think they should have switched it around since we're getting the winter suits, and it would have fit more if it was Mr. Freeze the builder figure. But hey, anyways, we're gonna be getting both, so it doesn't matter. Next up here we have is the Batmobile from Batman Forever. Now there's going to be two versions of this Batmobile. The first one is going to be a normal one that doesn't light up or have sounds, but it will come included with an Alfred figure, which you can put this Alfred whichever Batman you want, since this guy appears in Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman Returns, and Batman 89. Now the second version of this Batmobile will come included with lights and sound. So I guess Mcfarlane is making you pay two Batmobiles, but I'm pretty sure someone's gonna just end up waiting for someone to sell the figure and probably buy it. Because most people are gonna be buying the one that lights up and has sound. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Also, it might be expensive since it has lights and sound. But like I said, we have to wait and see the price. Next up here we have is the Flash, the 90s Flash, which is from the TV show The Flash. I mostly know him from the Arrowverse, where he appears in the, I believe, Crisis on Infinite Earths and some other crossovers. And I believe the suit is mostly the same, so I don't think there's much difference between this one and the original one from the Flash. So let's see. My friend doesn't get confused and gets the one from the Arrowverse, but I mean, like I said, it doesn't really matter. I think both of them look the same. Next up here we have is also one that is in very early development, and it's the Batman 89. Obviously it's gonna be a Batman 89 wave, so obviously you have to have Batman in there. It will most likely just be a re-release of the previous ones we have gotten already, like from the 6-pack version or the Batmobile, gold labeled. But the one I can really assure you guys is the Batman Batwing. That one was mentioned by Tony Mcfarlane himself that he was planning on making it. So with that one, I can kind of tell you that it's confirmed. Next up is the Jack Nicholson. Now this one is still in early development. Well, this whole wave is in early development except for the Batwing, which, like I said, it's kind of confirmed. But apparently, from what I got told, is that we're gonna be getting different versions of Jack Nicholson. So yeah, it looks like Mcfarlane was able to get the license for him, which is why he's gonna be making a bunch of Jack Nicholsons, since I believe there's only like 4 versions of him that appear in the movie. But who knows what Mcfarlane can do with this guy? Try and squeeze as much money from us as he can. But you guys can let me know down in the comments which one you would like to see. I myself, I really like the one with the feather, the one that he throws, and then I'll probably choose the one with the hat. But honestly, I just want I don't care whichever he makes. But like I said, I got told that he's gonna be making a bunch of him, so he'll most likely just end up making all of these that I'm showing here in the images. I'm pretty sure he's gonna end up doing this, and probably the platinum one will be this one that I'm showing right here, the one with half skin face and half painted face. And right next to him here we have is his right arm, which I believe is called Bob the Goon. So yeah, he's also part of the wave. That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. For them to include a goon in there, and I'm pretty sure customizers are gonna go crazy with this guy. Since obviously Joker does have a following in this movie, and I'm pretty sure they might just use the same body build that Bob the Goon has, and different people are gonna be making different head sculpts for the goons. So yeah, this is pretty good, and really weird that Mcfarlane is going for this, but like I said, this is early development, so it might change to someone else, but I don't know who they could choose. Commissioner Gordon, I don't know. Another one that I'm surprised is Vicky Vale. Apparently, we're gonna be getting a VK Veil also for this wave. And with that, I think there's 4 figures already. I don't think there's a build-up figure for this wave, but that could change. I know I sound like a broken record, but I just want to state that this is early development, so anything from this wave could change. But like I said earlier, also I can assure you guys that we're gonna be getting a Batman 89 Batwing, since Todd himself did say in a live stream that he was planning on making one. Alright, one that I forgot to include in the BVS wave was the Batmobile. Now there's no listings or anything like that, but I have a high feeling that this Batmobile will be included in the BVS wave, since Todd McFarlane himself said that they were planning on making all the live action Batmobiles. Alright, before we start with the collector's edition, just have that in mind that all of these will have chase variants, so just have that in mind. So first off, here we have is Simon Baz. Yeah, I really don't know much about this guy. I think he's from the New 52, but yeah, he's gonna be a collector's edition. So hopefully they make new accessories for this guy, since Mcfarlane has been putting out the same accessories for the Green Lanterns most of the time. Next up here we have is the Huntress, which yeah, finally we're gonna be getting more female figures, and it seems like most of the female figures that people really want are collector's edition. So pretty sure my friends try to bank on the people that want these popular female figures. But next up here we have is the Grid, which I mostly know him from the Injustice. I think that was my first time knowing about the Grid, but apparently this guy is from the Crime Syndicate, I believe, from what I got told from you guys. So yeah. Next up here we have is Mr. Terrific, which at this point I believe this one will be coming out around where the movie of Superman is coming. Since obviously my friend is trying to bank on that movie, releasing figures that mostly relate to the movie. Next up here we have is Green Lantern Corps. This is just named Green Lantern Corps, and this is from a different wave. If not, I wouldn't have included here. But at the moment, I still don't know what this means. It could be a 2-pack. It could be some random Green Lantern figures. I honestly don't know. But this is a different wave, which is why I'm including it here. Because at first I thought it was gonna be from that the Bass one, but apparently not. It's a different wave. Next up here we have is the Dark Knight Returns Battle Damage Blue version. So most likely it's gonna be a repaint from the Dark Knight Returns figure we have gotten, the black version. Like I said, all of these are gonna come included with chase variants, so just so you guys know. Next up here we have is one that I don't know if I consider it a collector's edition, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same Wonder Woman figure from the collector's edition. This one's gonna be a repaint Ascent, which from what I heard is gonna be coming included with the gold only. So most likely, like the image I'm showing here next to her, it'll most likely be something like that, where everything else is like kind of grayish black, and yellow is gonna be like gold. Next up here we have is ones that I consider page punchers, since these do come included with a comic. And first off here we have is a different version of Christopher Reeve Superman. This is Superman 78 comic book. So yeah, that's pretty cool that we're also going to be getting a third version of Christopher Reeve in comic book form. Next up here we have is Red Hood from Batman The Adventures Continue. Now with this one I'm a bit confused, since this is based off of the cartoon Batman the Animated Series. I don't know if my friend is gonna go full on animated, or they might just kind of make him comic bookish. So yeah, with this one I'm a bit confused. You guys can let me know that in the comments, but it says here that it's from the Batman The Adventures Continue. Next up here we have is Shazam. With this one it just says Shazam. It doesn't say what comic book he is from. It just says Shazam, so hopefully it's a classic looking Shazam. Fingers crossed. Next up here we have is a Page Punchers 3-inch. First off here we have is Batman Battle Damage Blue version, which funny enough we're also going to be getting in 7-inch form. And we're also going to be getting the Joker from the Dark Knight Returns. We're also going to be getting the Drown and Batman Cyborg, which I believe his name is the Murder Machine. So yeah, we're going to be getting those 2-pack for page punches 3-inch. Alright, one that I forgot to mention in the page punchers, well, not actually one, two that I forgot to mention in the page punchers was Damian Wayne, and this guy will come included also with a platinum version. Next up here we have is Rebirth Deathstroke, which will also come included with a platinum. Alright, quickly, some of the Comiccon exclusives. One that was mentioned in the list was Batman Glider, which I'm guessing it's something like this. Honestly, I don't know much about Batman Glider. I don't know what comic book's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be from a comic book, cartoon, or anything like that. It just says Batman Glider. But yeah, this is gonna be a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. Next up here we have is with the gold labels. Here we have is Howard Jordan Green Lantern gold labeled, which at first I thought it was gonna be the movie version, but apparently not. Apparently it's a comic book version from what I got told. So yeah, sorry. I know I made a video about it. I actually thought it was gonna be the movie, but no, it looks like it's not the movie and it's just a comic book. Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Next up here we have it's a gold labeled Action Comics Superman 1000. We have already gotten this guy. The most recent one was I believe the gold variant, where he's supposed to be like a statue. But this one it's different. This is gonna be exclusive to a store. Don't really know much about this guy. Also, all I know is he's gonna be a gold labeled. But like I said, we have already got this guy, so I wonder what's gonna be the difference with this figure. Alright, next up here we have is Batman Vampire Nightmare version, which at first I thought it was gonna be like a different kind of Batman figure, based on the DC versus vampires. But no, apparently this is just a repaint. As you can see from the Batman Who Laughs, it's gonna be the same paint around there. And if you remember correctly, this is the body from the Hush. So most likely it's gonna be a repaint from the DC vs Vampires Batman that we already have gotten. Next up we have is Batman Armor. This is from the Dark Knight Returns figure, and this guy is gonna be painted like this Superman I'm showing here. I forgot the name of it. I'm just gonna say he's bronze because it looks bronze, but yeah, he's gonna be just repainted like that Superman right there. Next up we have is Nightwing. I don't know which Nightwing they're gonna use, but apparently this Nightwing is gonna be the Frostbite version, which most likely will be a GameStop exclusive. Another one that's gonna be the same as Nightwing, it will be Deathstroke. I don't know which Deathstroke, but this guy it's gonna be also a Frostbite. My guess for this Deathstroke will be probably the Arkham Origins one, since that was more popular. Next up here we have is Red Hood, and I also chose this Red Hood because this is the most popular one, and it's gonna be repainted to that Frostbite color scheme, which looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. But at the moment, I'm not really into it. Next up here we have is Joker Dragon, which will be a glow in the dark version of this guy, and I believe he will be most likely a Amazon exclusive, but don't quote me on that. That's just my guess on this Joker Dragon. Next, Jesus. Next up, here we have is Jokerized Hush. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I think you already guys told me how you feel about it, about this Jokerized. Some of you hate it, some of you love him. But one figure that they're gonna mention right now is the Harley Quinn. Apparently we're gonna be getting a Jokerized version of this Harley Quinn also, which I'm pretty sure is gonna make some people mad once they officially announce it, since people are waiting for a updated version of a Harley Quinn, since this one looks more of the animated than the comic book version. Another Jokerized we're gonna be getting will be the Last Night on Earth Batman. So yeah, that's a crazy choice, but I guess that's cool. I guess. Um, I'm really wondering what they're gonna do with that head sculpt of the Joker inside the lantern. Next up here we have is Nightwing versus Talon. This is gonna be a 3-pack, which will come included with two talents and Nightwing, and I have a feeling it's gonna be an Amazon exclusive as well. Alright, so apologies in advance. This is the part where my audio got corrupted, so I have to redo everything. So sorry if I miss some information here. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. Here we have Is Kong versus Batman. It's gonna be a 2-pack. Another 2-pack we're gonna be getting is Flashpoint Batman versus Zoom. Do I know if this will be a re-release of the previous Flashpoint? I doubt it. I think it's gonna be a bit different to the one we have previously gotten. Probably an angry face or something like that. I don't know. Alright, next up here we have is another 2-pack, which is gonna be from Batman Arkham City. This is gonna be a 2-pack with Batman versus Solomon Grundy. Could it be the same Solomon Grundy? It could be, but we're hoping that this one is gonna be more bigger, like a mega figure. So fingers crossed. Next up here we have is Batman in the 50s. This guy is gonna come with a Chase variant. Alright, next up here we have is a statue, the Grim Knight Batman statue. And if you're wondering how this is possible, since Mcfarlane isn't allowed to do guns, well, a statue is not considered a toy, so they are able to do guns with statues. So yeah, that's how they're doing it. Statues are not considered a toy. Although some of you might say that it is considered a toy, but I mean, it's a statue, it doesn't move. All you can do is pose him. So yeah, he's gonna come with all those guns you see. Next up here we have is vehicles. We're gonna have a Red Hood motorcycle. Do I know which version? No, I do not. It doesn't specify which version the motorcycle is gonna be. But yeah, we're gonna be getting a motorcycle for Red Hood. And talking about Red Hood, we're gonna be getting modern Red Hood, which apparently I'm correct, and it is this Red Hood right here. I think you guys told me that it is indeed this Red Hood I'm showing right here. Next up here we have is Cyborg from DC Universe Rebirth comic. So yeah, we're gonna be getting a normal size Cyborg, since the previous one we have gotten was from Flashpoint, and that's a huge Cyborg. Next up here we have is Batman Beyond, which is this version of Batman Beyond, but I totally forgot the name of the comic. But I'll let you guys know down in the comments, or you guys can even let me know down in the comments, and I'll pin it. Here we also have is Batman Spawn, and it's gonna be a single release. It's gonna be a Chase variant, Batman Spawn. It's just gonna be Batman Chase variant for this Batman Spawn comic. Next up here we have is Batman Noel, which I'm really excited for this figure. Next up here we have is the Build-A-Figure Wave, Justice League Task Force, which will come included with Superman, Batman, Flash, and Aquaman. The two Build-A-Figures being rumored right now is Darkseid and Despero. So one of those two guys will probably be the Build-A-Figure for this wave. And this Build-A-Figure wave will come also included with Chase variants. And talking about Chase variants, here we have a huge list of Chase variants. So first off, here we have is Bullseye Batman. Next up here we have is Hugo Strange as Batman, which most likely will be an unmasked version of this Batman figure. Next up here we have is Earth 2 Robin, and he's part of the Digital Wave, and I believe Robin and Flash from the Speed Force are gonna be Chase variants. Also next up here we have is also Wonder Woman from the Digital Wave. I don't know which Wonder Woman they're doing, but we're also gonna be getting Silver or Gold Age Joker. And he will be having two versions, the normal version and a Chase variant. Next up here we have is Mr. Terrific, which was mentioned by Todd himself that he wanted to make a Mr. Terrific figure. So yeah, with this one there's no list or leaks of this guy. It's just straight up from Todd McFarlane that he wanted to make a Mr. Terrific. He has said he wanted to make some other figures that he already made, so I'm pretty sure Mr. Terrific is just around the corner. Next up here we have is Captain Steel. I'm pretty sure it's from the JLA version of Captain Steel, if I remember correctly. But I'll also let you guys know down in the comments. I'll correct myself down in the comments if I ever find out that some information is wrong in here. But next up here we have is Parallax Sinestro. I believe this is an easy repaint from Mcfarlane, since they already made I believe Hal Jordan Sinestro. Or not Hal Jordan Sinestro, Hal Jordan Parallax, my bad. Next up here we have is this version of Joker, which I believe, because it specifies the artist that made this Joker. Do I remember the artist name? No, I do not. I'm really bad with names. But yeah, we're gonna be getting this version of Joker, I guess. Now for mega figures, here we have is Swamp Thing, which is really interesting since we already have like two versions of this guy. But it seems we're gonna be getting another version of Swamp Thing.